So, in looking at the differences between groups and teams, and specifically what a team is, it's important to realize that many people see the two terms as interchangeable, but that's actually far from accurate. Research shows that groups and teams are very different, and that teams are much superior in their working capabilities as well as the results that they see in the long term. Groups, however, seem to be much more common within organizations today than real teams, as teams have many requirements in order to operate effectively that are usually not present in regular working groups. So groups can be any mix of people who work together on a project or in an organization that are seeking to accomplish a goal. Characteristics of groups include having a strong and focused leader, efficiently run meetings, individual accountability, and individual work products. Their purpose is usually just in line with the larger organizational mission, and they measure their success on outside factors such as the financial performance. They work by discussing, making decisions, and then delegating actions to individual members. There's been a lot of argument that teams do not actually work, which is mostly due to the fact that teams have frequent issues with coordination as well as individual motivation within the group. Looking at this from the perspective of what we actually know about groups versus teams, it seems to me that teams that people are seeing consistently underperform are not actually teams, but regular working groups because of their makeup and characteristic differences that are between teams and groups. Some characteristics of teams are that their leadership roles are shared, and they have a sense of mutual accountability as well as individual accountability. They have a purpose specific to their team rather than just the larger organizational mission as in groups. Their work products are collaborative and collective, and their success is measured by these collective works, whereas their meetings are open-ended and inclusive when it comes to problem solving, and they work by discussing, deciding, and then working on products together. Teaming is actually a verb, one that is dynamic and active, not bounded by a traditional structure. This indicates that teams could be possible within any organization, provided that the environment and the culture is aligned with the key principles of teamwork and learning. Building this environment takes a conscious effort, as it often does not come naturally to people and to leaders. Within this, framing is very important, and especially a learning frame rather than an execution frame. This differs between groups and teams. When a group works, they are often in a performance frame, in which they only focus on the end result being a success. This makes them more risk-averse, unlikely to report or look at their failures, and less persistent throughout obstacles that could occur in their project. In contrast, teams operate within a learning frame, in which the end goal is to learn from their experience. Failures within this are not hidden, but they're looked at and they're learned from. Also, hierarchies in teams tend to be more flattened, and a sense of psychological safety helps team members feel more compelled to speak up with their concerns and ideas, which in the end tends to lead to more innovative and future-oriented results. The power of framing is so great that it's actually been proven to help people overcome drastic obstacles as well as adverse life experiences. Another important component of a team is psychological safety. Psychological safety not only boosts learning and innovation among coworkers, but it can also prevent a variety of potential issues that face a project or organization, because different people within the team from all different backgrounds and skill sets feel that it's okay to speak up and that their opinion and their expertise is valued and won't be disregarded or criticized by those in charge. For a team, this is obviously very valuable because It not only broadens the scope of knowledge and the ability to solve problems within the team, it also ends up helping employees feel happier, more engaged, and more satisfied at work and in the projects that they do. Diversity is, of course, very important in teams because it serves to broaden the spectrum of knowledge, and more innovative ideas will be formulated when there's more diversity within a team. David Kelly at IDEO is a prime example of how this can be used with great results. When he's in a problem-solving meeting, he throws a bunch of individuals from all different departments and backgrounds into a room to discuss and build upon each other's ideas, and he's seen a lot of success from this. He's a firm believer that the results achieved from this kind of teamwork and collective thinking cannot be achieved from the mind of one person. One fallacy about teams and group work is that conflict is always a negative thing and that it will just cause problems within the team and hinder work. However, when groups are too cohesive or hesitant to speak up with different thoughts or criticisms of the way that the group is going, it can lead to something called groupthink, in which people hold back their thoughts or ideas that may be out of agreement with the rest of the group in order to keep the cohesiveness and agreement within their group and remain friendly with each other. This can cause several issues and lead to poor decision making, which makes it not part of an effective team. In an effective team, disagreement is considered a good thing in many ways. Conflict within a team can be healthy if it's kept centered around the work rather than interpersonal issues. So that's a very important thing to keep an eye on. It does help teams make decisions more quickly and with a bigger and broader understanding of issues from more viewpoints. And it highlights the importance of diversity and psychological safety within teams. In all, groups and teams are two very different functional entities. While groups are more common, we see that teams are far more superior when it comes to efficiency and positive results. Groups can be just a selection of people who work individually on aspects of a larger project and bring their results together in the end, and are really focused on financial performance and success rather than learning. Teams need several things to operate efficiently, such as a shared purpose outside of the organizational mission, as well as mutual accountability and a willingness to collaborate and engage in healthy conflict when it comes to work products. Diversity and psychological safety are particularly important in the operation of a true team, and so is adopting a learning frame that allows for innovation and failure as part of the experience that broadens the knowledge of everyone involved. While these things are built into the environment of an organization, teaming can be possible anywhere. It just takes involving the right people and creating the right atmosphere. The results that we've seen are well worth it, both for the organization as well as for the employees.